Yo, what is going on, my fellows? It's your boy DyeItTight here, bringing you guys our PCL Week 9 battle against Dark Devil, aka Brendan, aka the man, the myth, the legend, aka never played against him before. So let's get it going. So this week, after losing, I think we lost 3 straight weeks. Yeah, we lost 3 straight weeks. Austin, aka Garchop the God, aka the guy we lost to last week, has been on a run, and he can take our playoff spot if we just lose. So we need to win. That is what we're getting down to. We need to win. We just need to try our hardest. If we don't win this one, we just gotta win the next one. That's so the team we brought Professor X or Mega Metagross with Meteor Mash, Dead Headbutt, Earthquake, and Bullet Punch. We got Crotear and Entei holding the Power Herb with Flamethrower, Solar Beam, HP Ice, and Calm Mind. Then we have my favorite Kieran Black with Drangonium Z with Ice Beam, Draco Meteor, and Fusion Bolt. I should have made this Electrium Z, but whatever. I got Bubble Buddy the Arachnoid with Leftovers. So pretty much Zapdos and Arachnoid are the same thing. I just sack it to fucking Charizard to try to stop him from setting up too much. Liquidation Lunge, Sticky Web, and Toxic. Then we have Zapdos or Zapdos with Discharge, Defog, Roost, and U-Turn. And then finally, this was Wheezing, but Shakewaza. 526-972-333-472 talked me into using Lycan Rock with Stone Edge, Drobron, Excel Rock, and Stealth Rock with Focus Sash. So, oh yeah, his team is Zemu, Buzzwole, Decidueye, Heliolisk, Registeel, Quagsire, Weavile, Gliscor, Tapu Fini, Excelgor, and Mega Charizard X. So, let's switch over to that. Let us do that. So, as you can see, he brought the Tapu Fini, the Heliolisk, the Buzzwole, the Registeel, the Charizard, and the Mew. So right away, I'm like, okay, let's turn that down just a little bit. And I'm like, alright. So, lead is Kyurem. I get a kill with Dragonium. Unless he leads Registeel. If he leads Registeel, it gives me Entei. So I'm not really worried at all. So I'm like, okay. So let's get it popping, let's get it going. Your boy, I challenged Pokemon Trainer Brendan. I love the shade, so I lead off with my favorite KB, and he leads off the Tapu Fini. I'm like, right. I was like, okay, I can do 50% if he's defensive, and Moonblast never kills, unless he specs. And I'm like, who the fuck runs specs Fini? Let me just claim this kill with Fusion Bolt, or let me Fusion Bolt and claim we get 50% off on this monster. And I click it, I'm like, let's go. And I do 75%. I'm like, oh shit, he specs. I saw the damage, I was like, okay, he's offensive, fuck me. He goes in and tosses off a Moonblast, and I die. So I sack my Kyurem turn 1, and I'm like, alright, sweet. I'm like, whatever, hindsight 50-50, or 20-20, fuck me in the ass. So I go into Professor X, I'm like, alright, time to click Meteor Mash. As he goes into SBO. Hoo-yo! So we got big boy Professor X, and Meteor Mash is resisted, but this is going to do a metric fuck ton. Let's go ahead and click myself with Meteor Mash. Boot gang. And I get the attack root boost, so I'm like, alright. So now I just click Bullet Punch and I get one. I'm like, okay, so now we're 5-5 with Fini being pretty damn low. Like, Fini's not really switching in on anything, so this is perfect. It specs. So his only defogger is Mew, so webs can go up. He goes out, this Tony Stark, and I'm like, okay, let me quick Quake. He can't Toxic me because I'm a Steel type and Misty Terrain. Maybe he's Shucko. Earthquake would hurt. So I click it, I'm like, wow, that does so much damage. I'm like, wait, Registeel gets counter, and I'm like, okay, I've sacked my 2 biggest threats of what my team is known for in the first 4 turns. I don't know how to win this anymore, so I'm like, alright, well, if I can't win, time to go for differential. So I go into Entei, I'm like, alright, time to get a big dick. Let's click Calm Mind on his Earthquake. He withdraws, I'm like, let's go. As he goes right into his Tapu Fini, and I'm like, sweet, no way in hell. He protects the Solar Beam. The Power Herb Solar Beam is... so go ahead. I get the +1/+1. I'm like, let's go. And I get to click a nice solar beam, and Entei picks up a kill. I'm like, ooh. I was like, no way this thing is Scarf, because if it was Scarf, it would have outsped Kiram, and it wouldn't have killed with whatever it's called, Moonblast. So Finny's down. So now it's 4-on-4. So now he goes into Fake Muse. I'm like, all right, let's get this shit popping. I'm gonna click Flamethrower because I do like 50% of this thing. He goes for Sword Stance. I'm like, wow, he's going to pass into Charizard. I just lost. I was like, he just baton passes and I lose. Holy shit. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna get swept by Charizard. I do 50%. I'm like, all right, come on. And it's a speed tie, and I win the second speed tie, knocking Mew out. So I find out after the game that it was not baton pass Mew. So now he goes into Allen, and I'm like, all right, this is what I have Zapdos for. Hindsight, I should have gone into Arachnoid. Arak did less in this game, but at this point, went to Zapdos for the point of static. But watching this game, I should have gone into Arak. Should have gone into Spider, but I was thinking more of like if he sets up a Dragon Dance, not a substitute. But again, hindsight's 20/20. So he goes for a Dragon Dance. So this part's gonna get super, super stally. But the game's only has 6 more minutes, so whatever. It's just a long battle right here. So I just get to spam Discharge because I don't break this up. I break this up in 2 hits. But my idea is if he has the Flare Blitz, if he has Dragon Claw, he wins flat out. Because Lycanroc only does 50% with Excel Rock, so I need to get a lot of luck right now. If he's Dragon Claw, I need to get the static. So he's just gonna keep on setting up. So he sets up pretty much. So sorry for skipping through that, but I get like a crit 1 or 2 times or something. So at this point, he's just setting up subs and shit. He sets up one last sub. I think this is at the part we're at. This part was super long. So I click Discharge. So he roosts here. And all the way up he goes. And I get a Discharge off. And that thing fades. And he goes for a sub. I get a Discharge off. Just a lot of repetition. I get the crit here. Okay, so there's still a lot of stalling left. So I'm still just discharging through him as I get a crit, but that was on the second time, so it didn't really affect anything that much because the sub was going to break anyway. So this is when he goes for the sub. And I'm clicking discharge. I'm like, yo, give me another crit. I was like, I would love another crit. I was like, if I was pressure over static, this would have been a crazy ass game. Now this is when he goes for Flare Blitz. And I'm like, oh shit, goodbye Zapdos. Pretty sure he's +6 at this point. But yeah, so I get the static, and I'm like, okay. He was just kind of delaying the inevitable of just this thing dying and him taking so much damage, because holy shit, look at that damage. So I'm like, okay, I just get Lycanroc, and I'm going to click Drill Run here in case he goes Registeel on my Excel Rock, because he could save this thing. So he goes to the Flare Blitz, and again, the Parahax was annoying, but it was improbable. Like, it didn't affect anything. He still outsped. It didn't like change anything right here. Good boy saves the day here. So the end game is really something I need to talk about. So right here, he goes on to Tony Stark. I think personally he should have set up rocks right here, because he could have given him his Buzzwole a boost. So he goes ahead and clicks Iron Head. But if he set up rocks here, he could have gone to Buzzwole taken a Stone Edge, and then killed with Drain Punch. So now I go into Entei. So the speed tie with Mew was super important this game because Buzzwole his Buzzwole set does like 60 to 75 to me. So this is when the game's gonna get complicated. So he goes into Testosterone. So I click Flamethrower right here. And I'm like, okay, this is going to do 75% damage if he's max HP. I'm like, oh, he's Assault Vest. So he goes in and clicks Drain Punch. He gets the absolute maximum roll right here. He got max roll. Because if he didn't get max roll, he wouldn't have killed with anything. Like, he wouldn't need close to max roll. So then I go for another Flamethrower, and I do get the crit, so I do win. But the way I look at it is he got max roll, which is a super small chance of getting, but it happens. So I get to click Flamethrower. So say he killed right here. So if he killed, so how much did I do the first time? Let's go back. So I did about 50%. He clicks Drain Punch. And he gains about, so that's 75. He gains about 30 HP back. So he's at about 60%. So if I click Flamethrower right here, that brings him down to about 50%. If he killed me with Earthquake, so we win. But if he killed me with Earthquake or Stone Edge, he would have got a +1 defense boost. And the spider only takes 53% maximum from a Stone Edge. So I just had to go into Iraq, live a Stone Edge, if he even hit, get the kill, or hit him with Liquidation once, get leftovers. So we say he got a max roll of 53. I would have gotten, so it would have left me at 47. I would have gotten back to 53, meaning that he would have to get 2 max rolls in a row on top of hitting 2 Stone Edges, which could happen. He could also crit, but I think, personally, that didn't matter. What mattered more is the speed tie, but speed tie isn't hacks because it's 50-50. He won the first one. I know it wasn't as important, but he won the first one and I won the second one, so all's fair. All's fair in love and war. But anyway, your new Britain Rockruff have now secured a spot in the playoffs for PCL Season 1. So, good job to me, I guess. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, slap that like button, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.